Hello, Mass Effect Nation. It seems there is even more information out there that's making fans think that Mass Effect Andromeda will be delayed, with yet another departure from the BioWare studio developing the game, and an interesting quote from an EA executive. In this video, I will break this information down, along with every other piece of information relating to the game's possible delay. We will once and for all narrow down an answer. Before we get into this information, be sure to check out my other video regarding Mass Effect Andromeda's possible delay. Look for the link in the description below. Fans fear a delay may be even more possible now with yet another departure from BioWare. This time, Mass Effect Andromeda's lead writer, Chris Slurf. This has been one of a few higher-up exits that have occurred recently within BioWare. Mass Effect senior developer Chris Wynn left BioWare about a month ago, Dragon Age lead writer David Gator left recently, and back in 2014, Casey Hudson departed from BioWare as well. Casey Hudson was an integral part of BioWare for quite some time. Does all this evidence point towards a possible delay for Mass Effect Andromeda, or even something possibly going on within BioWare itself?
Razor investigates.
Let's scan this information's surface and look in depth at the situation. Many employees are hired on contract, set to work for a company for a specific number of years, often to do a very specific job. While Chris Slurf was indeed the lead writer, his leaving may not affect Andromeda too much at this point because the story itself could already be finished. Chris may have been hired on only to do the main parts of the story, or maybe even a featured storyline for a DLC later on. Since his job is probably done, his contract is likely finished as well. He could have finished writing the story long ago and therefore moved on from his contract. The same goes for David Gator for Dragon Age, and even Chris Wynn himself. And also Casey Hudson. Casey Hudson is even now a creative director for Microsoft, a pretty high title to hold. Quite an impressive thing to have on your resume, which someone explains why he also may have left BioWare. So you see, there is a reason behind everything. While yes, all these higher level people leaving BioWare all at once may seem odd, there is usually an explanation behind each individual situation. And who knows, it could be as simple as several employee contracts at BioWare all timing out at once. It's highly likely that Mass Effect Andromeda is, at this point, mostly in the bug testing portion of development. It's likely not going to be affected in any major way by story writers leaving the company at this point, especially because writing the game's story is an early process of the game's development. So don't worry, Mass Effect Nation. Hold the line and don't lose hope. There is nothing negative going on within BioWare itself. At least the chances are very, very, very small. There could be a werewolf there. I don't know. I have no evidence pointing towards that. Now that we've sorted all that out, there's still this little, well, rather big piece of information. During a recent meeting, the CFO at EA, who EA publishes games for BioWare, the CFO, Blake Jorgensen, stated, "We've got a great year ahead. We've got our Battlefield first-person shooter game coming in the third quarter, our third-party title that Respawn, our partner, built. It's called Titanfall. It's the second title that they brought into the brand. Both of these are the first-person shooters and will be targeted around the fast, action-driven shooter market, as well as our strategy-driven market in that quarter. We have our Mirror's Edge running game during this first quarter, and then we have Mass Effect, which is a sci-fi action game, in our fourth quarter. So it's a big year ahead, and we're pretty excited." Now, initially when you hear the fourth quarter of the year, you would think around November and December, which is when Mass Effect Andromeda is supposed to release anyway. However, when Blake Jorgensen was talking about the fourth quarter, he was referring to the quarter fiscal year, which actually means January and February of 2017. This seems to almost be the first solid piece of evidence that we have pointing towards a possible delay for Mass Effect Andromeda. Now, while BioWare themselves haven't came out and directly said that Mass Effect Andromeda is delayed, at this point I say the chances are actually pretty high that it will be. All this evidence, combined with the fact that there has been a distinct lack of information about this game since ever, it all adds up. I say it's about a 50-50 chance at this point either way. If the game is delayed, don't lose hope, because it means BioWare will have more time to polish and craft an even a more amazing galaxy to explore in the years to come. And also, June is still 4 months away. There is still time, so stay strong, stay Krogan, and hold the line, Mass Effect Nation. By the way, I want to know, do you think the game will be delayed after hearing all this recent news? Comment below and I might feature your comment in a future video. Please like and share this video to help keep other fans in the know. And please subscribe to this channel if you want to be part of Mass Effect Nation, a strong community of fans that share real Mass Effect news, information, theories, and biscuits with one another. Help build a strong community of fans so that BioWare knows that this franchise is loved and followed. And as always, thanks for watching. Keela Salai, Mass Effect Nation.
I'm ready to punch someone, and you're too close.
Human thinks he's a tough guy.
Wanna dance? Watch this.